What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Guys, I want to thank y'all so much for being here. I am your host, Emmanuel Eman Noisette. And we are back in action. I know I've been gone for a minute. Whoo, but man, that bug, flu, cold thing just it attacked me. Okay. You saw me. I was out there looking like Viserys, just out here, just on my bed. I was down and out. So if you will indulge, I might have my little water here just in case, because the more I talk, sometimes the coughs come. So if you see me coughing, I'm trying to get rid of the rest of it. Okay. So but I had to come back, I had to come back because I couldn't be away from y'all for so long, and it was killing me. I hated it. I did not like it. Like, I was in bed like, oh, I gotta talk about these episodes. Meanwhile I'm hacking up a lung, and it did kind of suck because the wife also caught it like right after me. So I was sick. Then the second I started to get a little better, the wife got sick, so I had to take care. It's been a mess. It has been a mess. But I'm at the point where at least I can do a live. I'm not 100%. I'm at like 95. Like I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I still got it here, but I'm getting there. So anyway, I wanted to make up for last week, not being able to cover this. I know the episode's old. I know y'all already seen it. Y'all ready for the new one. Before we kick this off, I'm letting y'all know this now. And I posted it earlier. I'm gonna post it again. I need y'all to watch episode 4 on time. Okay, tonight's episode, tonight, watch it on time. I am going to try very hard to try and prep another live for tonight. I know usually we go on Mondays. I know that. But what's about to go down tonight, the internet is going to spoil it for you. So if you going to sit here and think, oh, I'll just watch it on Monday morning, it's all good. You don't have time. Okay, you will not. So you need to watch tonight's episode. Okay, it has to happen. There's gonna be lots of things to talk about. So yeah, first of all, ma'am, do you even watch the show? Because I know you got a habit of watching shows without watching shows. So have you? Are you watching the show? That's the first question. Talking about you ain't the boss. Listen, we got to watch tonight together, please and thank you. Okay, because I don't want the internet to spoil it for y'all. I really don't. The internet will spoil it. I know y'all book readers probably already know what's going to happen. We have to talk. So anyway, let's see. Let's give some quick shout outs and then we'll get started with this episode, and then that'll give me time so I can prep for the next episode. Mr. Mitchell, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. What's up, Robert? Appreciate you coming through, making it on the live. Come on through. We got the homie Tracy's here. Good to see you. Treese, good to see you as well. Thank you so much. T-Ville, always a pleasure. Junior, how you doing? Toby, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Who else do we got all the way across the pond? My man Stamina is here. Thank you so much. Kristen, what is up? Ramsey, good to see you as well. Batman, I feel you. How you doing? Let's see. Christy's here. Hello. Got the homie Kiki is here. What is up? My man Sean is back. Good to see you. Corey, how you doing? 60 plus. Thank you so much. Yes. The Toussaint, the ginger ale, the Theraflu, the Mucinex, the Sudafed, and the Tylenol cold and severe flu, all of them. I had all the drugs. Okay. Every day when I felt like a crap, I'm just popping pills and drinking scissor. Man, listen, all of them. Marsha, thank you so much for being here. Eugene, what is up? Good to see you. My man Johnny Washington's here. Good to see you. Diane, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Who else? Did I miss anyone? Aves, hello. Good to see you. Marley, what is up? Good to see you too. MC, what's up? Corey, how you doing? Shout out to everybody that made it out tonight, guys. So we're gonna run through this episode 3. Like I said, I know y'all already went through it, but I wanted to kind of, just catch up. Excuse me. Just so we can get this off the list, and then we got to get ready for episode 4. We have to get ready for episode 4. So by the way, let me give it to you real quick. Spoiler alert. I don't know how you hear if you have not seen episode 3. This is an old episode. You had a whole week. So spoiler alert, we're gonna go through the episode just so you know. Again, I don't even know that's needed, but whatever. Let's get into the episode because this definitely had some things going on. All right, so we kick off with the Brackens versus the Blackwoods. Not much to see here, except basically this has been a family feud that's been going on for we don't even know how long. Okay, apparently this thing has been going on for so long. These people have not liked each other for so long that it's just they don't even remember what or who started it at this point. But I do believe that this entire massacre, this whole civil war, is pretty much just symbolic of the bigger civil war that is going to be taking place with the blacks versus the greens. Speaking of which, we go back to the Dragonstone and we see here both of the Erics, may they rest in peace. They're both being buried here after Criston Cole's stupid plan trying to assassinate Rhaenyra, and we saw that plan obviously failed. We do see Princess Never Ever telling Rhaenyra that Otto, he wouldn't have done this. That whole thing with the Erics, that ain't Otto's style. And Rhaenys is acting like Rhaenyra's hand at this point, where she's giving her counsel and everything. And this is just like how Otto was saying to Aegon and everybody else that, like, yeah, the whole beheading of Jaehaerys, the son, that's not Rhaenyra either. So we're getting some nice parallels here between Rhaenys and Otto and how they're counseling their respective leaders. Now, Rhaenys also mentions how the young men at this point, they all just want to go to war sooner or later, and no one's even going to remember what actually caused it. I mean, was it because the child got beheaded? Is it because of Luke, when he died? Or is it all going to go back to when Aemon lost his eye? No one's really going to know at this point when it comes to the history books. And she also goes on to say that Alicent might actually be the real key to ending this war. But Rhaenyra was like, nah, Alicent permitted, she did all this. Okay, she permitted all this bloodshed to happen. And Rhaenys was like, oh, is that right? The same way you permitted that kid to be beheaded? Is that how you gonna spin it? And Rhaenyra was like, okay. And it was at this point, I think, she was able to kind of see through her own hypocrisy and how they both are kind of in the same situation. Now we go back over to King's Landing and we see Criston Cole with this new whack looking haircut. But now he is the new hand to the king. We also see at the in the castle, we see that they are putting up the team banners. You see the team green is all over the place, but yet you still see the yellow dragon. And that's representative of Aegon's dragon, basically. Sunfire, I think his name is. And we see them all decked out. But when you see Criston Cole coming down, now keep in mind, he is the Lord Commander, right? He's the guy that's in charge of all the Kingsguard and everything. And you see them just kind of sitting around, slacking. They look up. Now, usually they should be standing up at attention, but they don't even care. They don't care. It's not until he like gives them a look and it's like, all right, like, remember, why you here. And if you guys recall, these are basically Aegon's boys, like all them dudes that was hanging out with him, in the throne room. These are his boys. So apparently he had just put them into place. And Criston Cole didn't even know that. He was like, yo, you just put some new people on the Kingsguard? And he was like, yeah, since we lost some with Eric, I replaced them with my boys. So we see here that they clearly don't honor the actual position And they do have that lack of respect, but this is kind of what happens because they're also not even trained. So I feel like this is more of a reflection of Aegon's immaturity as a leader, as a king. He'd rather put his friends in place, even though they're clearly unqualified for the job. But the moment Cole sat down, my man was getting grilled and pushed back because of his dumb plan in getting Sir Eric killed. And Alicent immediately told him how brash and how bold his plan was. And the council, they also go on to discuss what to do after this civil war happened with the Blackwoods and the Brackens. They mentioned how Lord Tully is barely able to control his own house. We'll hear more about Lord Tully, but basically he could control everything, but he's too old, he's too frail, kind of like other certain political leaders, but we won't get into that. Now Cole, he lays out his plan to subdue the Riverlands and all the people who have declared for Rhaenyra, and he plans on taking Harrenhal. Now Alicent, she continues to basically go at Cole and just be like, yo, this is not a good plan. And in the meantime, Cole was like, okay, yeah, I hear you. But anyway, Aegon, what do you think? And Aegon was just like, oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. But this is going back to another instance of how Alicent is clearly losing power and respect on the council. Cole, her boo thing, the one that she was knocking iron boots with, he don't even really respect her the same way because now he's got a higher position. He used to be under her, literally and figuratively, because he was her sworn protector. But now that he's the hand, he's second in command at this point. So she's really losing a lot of footing, and he really doesn't have to listen to her like he used to. He used to really have to listen to her, but now not so much. It's easy to just be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Aegon, what you want to do? And Aegon, of course, he wants to sit here and he wanted Aemon and Vhagar to go with Cole into his march or his crusade, and he wanted Aemon to basically help Cole out. But they both were all like, Cole and Aemon were like, nah, we need Vhagar to stay here and protect the castle, because as long as Vhagar is here, nobody's going to mess with the castle. And Aegon, he continues to insist that he wants to join in on this battle with his own dragon. And everybody was like, hey, man, nah, bro. Nah, you're too important to go on the battlefield. And, because if you get lost, like, yo, that's a problem. Now, this was very similar to even Rhaenyra, who might want to also be a part of certain things. Like, she didn't want to put her sons in the face of danger. She clearly can't be out there either in the face of danger, because if one of them are gone, it throws everything off. So Aegon, his insistence to go out there in the neck of battle, this is really just an ego thing. And it's not just ego because he's so prideful. It's ego because of his insecurity. He's so insecure because he wants to prove that he is a worthy king, or as he constantly used to say, because he's like, I'm not weak, I'm strong. I mean, the last thing he said in that scene was like, I'm as fierce as any other dragon rider. And everybody was just like, uh-huh. And Otto was the only person to let Aegon know, everybody knows that you weak, man. Or as Otto would say, everyone knows that you trifling and you're feckless. I have got to add feckless to my vocabulary on an everyday basis. I don't know when and where I'm going to say it, but I'm going to find a way to use feckless in my vocabulary. I just love it. I don't know about y'all. I like feckless. Real quick, let me grab this here. Tracy, oh, thank you so much. We missed you. Love your E-fam. Oh, man, thank you. Like I mentioned, I definitely missed all y'all too, because this sucked. This sucked. Not being able to talk about things on time. Ooh, I did not like it. But anyway, so we move on. And like I said, Aegon really just wants to prove himself. That's all it is. At the end of the day. But we get another shot here of sea smoke. So now we found out that this wasn't some mysterious dragon. This was Laenor's dragon, Valerian's son, Corlys Valerian's son. And we see sea smoke kind of flying around. And Mysaria, she said that maybe the dragon is lonely, but, and y'all let me know what you think. I'm wondering if this is because Laenor might actually be dead. I don't know. I mean, we saw Laenor sail away with his partner, at the end of season 1. But this dragon seems to be kind of flying around, seems to be kind of lonely, doesn't have a rider. And the reason why I say this is because, and we're going to get to this later, we saw the black guy looking up at sea smoke in the last episode, and I kept having this impression that maybe he was going to ride him or there was some sort of connection to it, because I'm like, why do y'all keep showing this black dude with sea smoke, and but the issue that I have, and maybe book readers, Kiki, I don't know if anybody can fill me in on this. It was stated earlier that a dragon will only listen to the person that it bonded with, right? And we've only seen a dragon listen to someone else if that rider dies. So Vhagar, his rider died. The black lady, she died, and then Vhagar bonded with Aemon. So I'm wondering, is it possible for a dragon to bond with someone else if the person is still alive, but let's say ditched them, right? So if Laenor ditched sea smoke, is that bond gone? In other words, you know how the Targaryens and the Dragon Riders, they got this little psychic connection. Is it based off the Bluetooth connection? You know what I'm saying? Because when you walk a little too far away from the Bluetooth, the connection kind of breaks. I'm just wondering if the further away you get from your dragon, maybe that dragon Targaryen Bluetooth connection just fade out. I see some people saying it might be a spoiler. So please, if it's a spoiler, don't spoil it. But I'm just thinking out loud. That maybe either Laenor has died, or maybe when that connection is gone, it's gone. I don't know. But anyway, y'all go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so we get back to Mysaria, and she's talking to Rhaenyra here, and she said that she wants to be on Rhaenyra's court, basically to help her get revenge on the Hightowers, on Team Green. Now, excuse me. Now Rhaenyra asked her stepdaughter niece Rhaena to go off to the Vale and watch over her kids and the dragon eggs. And Rhaenyra already is showing her insecurity because, unlike her sister Baela, Rhaena doesn't have her own dragon. Now, she was supposed to have Vhagar and bond with Vhagar after her mom died, but we know what happened with that. So she looks like she looks at this whole situation almost like a demotion to go off and basically be a baby and dragon sitter of some sort. I mean, her job is important, but everyone else, everyone else gets to go fight. Everyone else, they got dragons and stuff. But listen, if everybody else dies, if Rhaenyra dies, if Jace dies, if all this stuff dies, if the dragons all die, this is all they got, so it's not like her job isn't important, but at the same time, she's not seeing it that way. She's looking at this as like, okay, because I ain't got no dragon, I can't fight, I can't be like everybody else, y'all gonna give me you gonna send me away. Meanwhile, we see Daemon. He lands at Harrenhal with his dragon, and he comes into the castle pretty much expecting a lot of resistance, but no one is around. In case you forgot, this is the same castle where Jaehaerys had the coronation process, where he named Viserys the actual king. That was in the very first episode. And you could imagine that coming back to this place when he heard about Viserys getting this probably rubbed Daemon the wrong way, or at least he felt some type of way about it. But as he's still looking for a fight and nobody's trying to fight him, Daemon barges into Harrenhal and he claims it. He's like, yo, this is mine. And Sir Simon Strong, he was like, bet, it's yours. What's up? You ain't gonna get no fight from me, And it's funny because, we find out here that he is actually the great uncle of Larys, aka Sir Clubfoot. And Daemon, he doesn't trust anybody here. Like, he don't trust them. Yes, they bent the knee to him and all of that stuff, but he don't trust them. He don't even want to eat their venison and peas. Okay, he don't want to eat none of that stuff because to him, he's just like, I don't know if y'all gonna fight me. I don't know if y'all gonna kill me. Like, y'all could have poisoned me or something. Anything could happen, By the way, before we go on, this chick right here, I don't like her. They just showed her for no reason. I know we're gonna talk about it a little later, but she don't say nothing. She just show up, look weird, and that's it. We're gonna talk about it later, but I already don't like her. Okay, she's a little too weird for me. But anyway, Sir Strong here basically said, like, look, we don't care about, Clubfoot over there in King's Landing. He don't have no say or reign over here. We don't respect him because he basically believes that Clubfoot arranged the fire, or he calls into suspicion the fact that the fire happened. And the only time Harrenhal had ever been burnt up was way back when Aegon the Conqueror came through. And then, of course, the fire where the both the Strongs ended up dying. And he's like, yo, this place, as you can see, it's really damp and it's really wet. It's constantly raining. So the only way a fire is going to happen around here is if somebody really wants a fire to happen around here. So that clearly made Sir Clubfoot extremely suspicious, And something else that was interesting here, we saw that Sir Strong had called Daemon Prince, and Daemon was like, call me Yo Grace. Now, I don't know, and I don't think it works this way. Again, book readers, y'all maybe could correct me here, but I could have sworn Daemon was the royal side piece consort, right? He's not really the king. He's like, he the royal side piece. You the prince consort or whatever they call it. So the only people really being called Your Grace should be the actual heirs to the throne or the people that are actually, on the throne. So Rhaenyra being called Your Grace makes sense. Aegon being called Your Grace makes sense. So I'm wondering here if Daemon trying to get this is just more so him expressing, that inner desire of like, nah, I should be Your Grace, or because is he stepping out of bounds? That's the better question I should ask. Do y'all think he's stepping out of bounds? Because my question is, did anybody call him Your Grace at Dragonstone? Because if they didn't call him that over there, I'm only wondering what happens if Rhaenyra comes to Harrenhal and she finds out people are calling Daemon Your Grace. She's gonna be like, wait, what? Why y'all calling him? I'm the only Your Grace around here. Why are you calling him Your Grace? So I don't know if that's gonna be confusing or not. I don't know if that's, my man he just cannot let it be. He cannot let it be. But anyway. So Daemon, he says here that like, yo, I need this castle. Y'all can hold about like 40,000 troops. We got all of them in Rivendell, but he doesn't really know about what's going on at this time. Sir Strong told him like, yo, this castle is empty. It needs a whole lot of repair, especially after that fire. And Daemon, he doesn't really know about the whole Blackwood versus Brackens thing. But just like in King's Landing, Daemon wants to reach out to Lord Tully. But again, Lord Tully is too old and frail. So, like, reaching out to him really ain't going to make all that much of a difference. Now, going back to King's Landing, Alicent introduces her brother, Sir Gawain, and from jump, you can feel the tension between him and Sir Cole. Now, Cole, what's interesting here is that even though this man was made the new hand and he's second in command, it's already being shown that Cole does not have that much power. Because first, you had the Kingsguard who were assigned without his training or knowledge, and now on a trip that he planned with men that he trained, Alicent just threw her brother right into the mix. Just like that. I mean, keep in mind, this was a power move by Alicent. Do not let that be mistaken here, okay? But just because Cole gotta be Cole, what did he do? He asked the queen for her favor. And you already remember back in the first season that is kind of a sign of, like, I don't know if it's like a flirtatious sign, but I feel like at this point he's trying to play on their hidden connection, but it don't seem like Alicent is playing that game with him. I don't know, and you guys let me know. Do you think now that she ain't got no power, now that her daddy is gone, do you think that Alicent is finally done with Cole? Is this finally her coming up and being like, you know what? I'm done with you. We're going to keep this stuff political and straight work related, and that's it. So y'all let me know. Is she done here, or is she just going to slap him around and she'll see him later tonight? I don't know. Whatever y'all think, let me know. Going back to Dragonstone, this dude right here, I don't know I think his name is Sir Alfred. I forget. I don't know. He's getting on my last nerves because my man stays crossing lines. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was last episode. He says something, and it was something about like he's been itching to go to war. But he says something, and I remember the camera went right at Sir Eric. And he was looking at him like, man, you got one more time to step out of line. Just one more time. This dude right here, I don't know if he going to do something later on, but he has been itching and pushing it just a little too much. Even Princess Never Ever had to give him a side eye because all he says is, yo, we got to release them dragons. We got to put them dragons out there. We got to go to war. And just like her daddy, Rhaenyra has been resistant because she knows that if you bust out them dragons, the High Towers are going to do the same thing and no one's going to really win. And basically, this is all because the dragons in this world are like nuclear weapons. If every country busts out their nuclear weapons, we all going to die. That's all. We just all going to die. It's not going to be nothing to rule over. It's going to be a mess. But Rhaenyra's council, they suggest that maybe she should lay low. Maybe she should go, somewhere safe. And they can be like the distraction for the enemy. But Rhaenyra already sees through that. And she's like, yo, y'all just want to go to war behind my back. So hell no, we're not going to do that. So anyway, they are clearly thirsty for war. And I don't know, this could play out into something worse later, but it is definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. Rhaenys and Corlin, they're talking about who should inherit Driftmark. Keep in mind, Laenor is gone. They believe he's dead. Luke is now also dead, even though he was named to be the next person to inherit Driftmark and become the Lord of the Tides. But the only options they got now are young Joffrey, who's only 6 years old, or Rhaena, and both of them are inexperienced, and they both getting shipped off right now, to a whole nother place. Here go Joffrey right here. I forgot he even existed, to be honest with y'all. I didn't even think about him. But he's getting shipped off, and Rhaena is getting set to go out on her babysitting and dragon sitting job. And by the way, we did get confirmation that these eggs are indeed the same eggs that Daenerys later receives almost 100 years later in Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert. But we see Rhaenyra saying goodbye to her kids and shipping them off to keep them safe. And by the way, can we just give a quick shout out to all the black jobs in House of the Dragon? I mean, we got the girls out here doing their thing. They both got their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Where my other man at? But we got the Meister, got the black Meister out here. You know, listen, we even got top flight security. We top flight security too. Shout out to House of the Dragon and all the black jobs. I love it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. My question though is, where are all these people by Game of Thrones? Where are all the blacks by Game of Thrones? Because I'm saying it took them to travel to a whole nother side of the planet to find some black folks. I think we saw a sprinkle of faux black people in Game of Thrones, if I'm not mistaken. Faux, if that. Were they all burnt to a crisp? Did they all migrate somewhere else? I just want to know what happened. Because it seems like we got some equal opportunity black jobs all over the place in House of a Dragon. Did somebody get racist and become king later on? I don't know. Man, book readers, help me out. What happened to all the black jobs 100 years in between before Game of Thrones? I don't know. But I do like the fact that this show is clearly showing some diversity, because I'm like, why y'all acting like this world of fantasy couldn't have all these different people from different places? Anyway, so we see Alicent here. She does try to comfort Helaena as best as she can, and keep in mind this is right after Helaena lost Jaehaerys. And Alicent just feels guilty for a lot of things. I mean, I'm not really sure which one of those things, but whatever it is, Helena's like, yo, I forgive you. And this is definitely catching Alicent off guard, because we don't know what she's forgiving Alicent for. Now, could it be for the fact that she was knocking boots with Kristen Cole, and that could have led to the fact that, Helaena and her kid could have had a guard or someone protected? Maybe. Could she be looking for forgiveness because she got caught? Could she be given? I don't know. But either way, Helaena forgave her. Now, I don't know if y'all caught anything in this episode, but every time Helaena talks, she usually spoils the episode. So I'll be listening to everything that she says. I think the only thing she said was that the townspeople lose more people or more babies and stuff than we do or whatever. So I'm wondering if that might have been a potential prophecy that, like, a lot of people about to die. That might be the case. But either way, that's all we saw of Helaena. She just showed up and dipped off, and that was it. Like, and maybe they just didn't want her spoiling the rest of the season. Anyway, we go in and we see Sir Clubfoot. He comes in and he's talking with with Aegon here. And you see Aegon is actually getting ready to go to battle. Like, he made up his mind, even though they told him to sit down somewhere. He made up his mind that he wants to go to battle. And he's wearing Aegon the Conqueror's armor and everything. And Sir Clubfoot told him, like, hold on, man, like, there's a lot of rumors out there. And saying that, like, yo, maybe your council might have tricked you into going into war. And of course, this is immediately playing on Aegon's insecurities. And Clubfoot is basically planting those seeds of doubt into his mind. And like clockwork, because Aegon is so dumb, because he's so impressionable, he conveniently changes his mind about going into battle. Just like that. And he also grants Sir Larys, excuse me, the position of a Master of Whispers and a seat at his council. So I've always said that, like, Larys is clearly playing his cards right. He had to play, Alicent. He had to play them little foot games with her, basically to have some leverage to get himself into the castle, right? Now that he got his foot in the door and got into the castle, he don't need Alicent no more. For what? She ain't got no real power. She ain't got no say. But if he could talk to the king, hey, you right there. And if he could become the hand to the king, which I believe he will be eventually, that's honestly one of the most powerful positions to be, because being the king is one thing, but if you're the person that advises the king and pushes and guides the king, you're the one with the real power here. So clearly Larys has his moves checked out and knows what he wants to do and what he needs to do. He's every time he plants a seed in Aegon's ear, like making Otto no longer hand, it works. It does work. So of course we see Aegon, and he already kind of sort of changing his mind, like, yeah, maybe I ain't gonna go to battle after all. We'll do that another day. But we do see his King Guard, his college buddies. They're like, yo, we got a new initiate. He about to, get knighted and all that. We gotta go smash, right? We gotta go have a time of our lives. And Aegon, like, hold on, man. Like, ain't y'all sworn to chastity, right? Like, y'all supposed to be virgins after this, or secondhand virgins at least. And they like, yeah, sure we are. Because these are not real knights. These are just random dudes. These are just his friends. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but if y'all get famous, if y'all get rich, the last person you want watching your back as security is your best friends from college or school or whatever. I need people that I can fire. I need people that are actually trained for the job. I need people that have actually taken a vow and are going to stick to that vow. I'm not hiring my best friend to risk my life. What? To save my life? Listen, I got nothing but love for my best friend. He ain't taking no bullet for me. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I tell him the same thing. Hey, man, I'll tell you to move. I'll be like, hey, bro, move. Hey, I push you. You think I'm going to be like the bodyguard and jump in the way? Nah, bro, I got kids. But this is also why I'm not a bodyguard. I got kids. No. So, yeah, Aegon already messing up. And you can see the look on his face right here. He's so desperate for validation. He's desperate for that social validation from his own friends, because he's not getting it from anywhere else. And this, by the way, is still a byproduct of the terrible parenting that happened. By the way, love your kids. I'm not saying you got to be your kid's best friend. I know some people like to blur that line. Personally, I don't. I believe in loving the kids so that way they understand what a love is. And then as they grow older, okay, now we can be friends in that way, but you got to love your kids, because if you don't love your kids early, they going to find that love somewhere else in the world. And we going to see how that messes them all up. We see how it messed up Aegon so far, and we going to see how it's going to mess up. Well, it's definitely messed up Alicent. She don't know what to do with her life. She don't even know how to be a good mother to her kids when they are in need, because her daddy didn't really give her the love that she needed. Instead, he was pimping her out to the king. So listen, love your kids. That's all. Just love your kids. Anyway, we go to the bar and we see the same guy who's been walking around. Last time we saw him, he was the one that saw the rat catchers in the last episode. I believe his name is Ulf. Is it ULF? Ulf White? Excuse me. Oh, and by the way, we also see the same servant girl. And in case y'all didn't remember her, This was the girl that Aegon had assaulted back in the kingdom. And remember, Alicent kind of paid her off. Now she's working in the bar, right? But anyway, this off guy, he said that he's the son of Balon the Brave, and Balon apparently was the bastard brother to Daemon and King Viserys. So ideally, Ulf is the bastard brother to Daemon and King Viserys. So that would make him apparently Rhaenyra's uncle, supposedly. I mean, if we can believe him. I don't think he's lying, but you know, whatever. I'm assuming he's going to be somewhat important because they keep showing him. They're giving this dude lines to say. So clearly he's going to be important in some way, shape, or form. And the fact that he has potentially Targaryen blood, I'm assuming he's going to have some sort of, I don't know, a claim to the throne. I don't know if he's messing with dragons, but being a Targaryen of some sort clearly means something in the world of Game of Thrones. Anyway, we see here that Aegon and his boys come in and they buy in drinks for everybody. By the way, another one. Now, this brother ain't got no job, but you know what? That's okay. Because if he on that Westerosi, I don't know, welfare or whatever, fine. I'm here for the black unemployment jobs as well. Okay. All the jobs, all the black jobs, unemployed and underemployed, whatever. I'm here for it. But they even gave my man some lines. Where are the black people? Where are they at? I want to know what happened to all of them. Because you keep teasing me, showing me all this diversity, and I love it. But now you got me questioning, where did these people go? At least he looked like he was having a good time. I don't know. Anyway, Aegon is here, chilling with his boys, having a good old time, which is wild because, bro, you the whole king, and you out here having fun like it was just the old days or whatever. Anyway, they go off to the brothel, and boom, boom, boom. Yep. Aegon finds Aemon laid up with his favorite lady, and he immediately starts to make fun of Aemon. And we already know how Aemon can get with his long history of being made fun of. Now, what is messed up here to me is this brothel, this place where Aemon was at. We already seen this guy when he was the most comfortable and probably the most vulnerable in the last episode. This was his safe place, right? What do you think is going to happen when this now safe place, this safe space that he was in, gets violated with the same trauma that brought him there in the first place? I feel like Aemon is about to become even more cold-blooded at this point, because the worst thing you can do to a traumatized person is to push them over the edge. If they can, like, this is how mass shooters just go overboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Aemon is about to turn into a mass shooter because he can't even be at peace with his own little, lady of the night. And his brother is the source of his torment at this point. So, Aemon is already crazy. He's already crazy. And the fact that, Aegon can't see that, the fact that he's over here still making fun of his brother like this, whew, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, the last time Aemon got made fun of, he got his eye cut out. And then we saw the last time he got pushed to the edge, he held that grudge so long, he ended up killing Luke. Y'all really want to make fun of the dude with the biggest nuclear weapon on the planet right now? This is the guy that you want to be your friend. I don't care if that's your brother. Okay, listen, that weird kid in the back of your classroom, you better be, listen, I don't care if it's 80 degrees and he walking with a trench coat. You better be Zachary's best friend. You better go be Tyler's best friend. Y'all messing with the wrong people. He got a big old dragon. Y'all messing with him? Crazy. Just wild to me. Crazy. Thank you. Don't shadow ban me, YouTube. Thank you so much. Not House of the Dragon Black Jobs. Yes. Yes, they coming through with it. Everywhere you look on this whole episode, they coming through. Anywho, so we go back to Dragonstone, and we see here that Rhaenyra has finally opened up the letter from the Raven that was sent to her by Alicent. Now, keep in mind, this letter was sent to her after Luke's death, and Alicent was basically expressing her sympathies. She was talking about how, this wasn't her fault and all that, and, all of that good stuff, right? And it's just now that Rhaenyra is finally looking at this. Meanwhile, we see Sir Gawain. He and his boys are heading out from the camp. They want to go have a good old little time, but Cole comes out to stop him. And Cole, he looks up and he's like, hold on, wait a minute. We are exposed. And exposed they are indeed, because just like that, boom, we see Baela on her dragon, and she sees them with that good old eye. Look at the boy. Them eyes was sharp. Boy, she had that 2020 vision. Okay. She was all the way up in the sky and saw them, and they made a mad dash for it so fast. Oh, and the tension was high. Look at them. They was running so fast. They was trying to get away. I was sitting here so mad that they got away. I was like, Baela, burn the forest. Don't nobody care about that forest. Dracarys, all of them. I wanted that dragon. Look, it was so close. I wanted that dragon to burn the tail of Kristen Cole, just right there. It bothered me. It bothered me. I did not like the fact that they were able to get away and hide under the cover of the forest. But Baela, you still did a good job, though. She still did a good job. And I'm conflicted with this, because while I did want Cole to get burnt to a crisp, I don't want him to go out like that. He has caused too much stress and frustration. He does not deserve to get Dracarys'd so easy. That's a quick death. That's an easy death. I need Cole to get into a fight. I need him to get shanked a couple times. I need somebody to sit here and deliver a line to him and just say, like, that's why you a little punk biatch, something. I need somebody to say something to him and then burn him, right? Like, I need his death to matter. I need it to matter. That's all I'm saying. It can't be no easy death with Cole. That's all. He too annoying having this whack haircut. My man's got to go in a satisfying way. That's all. Anyway, Baela brings the news back to Rhaenyra's council, and now, boy, they are even more thirsty to get into this war, and they are pushing and pushing to just go to war and to send out them dragons. We go back to Harrenhal, and while we're here, Daemon is clearly hallucinating, and as he's hallucinating, he does end up seeing Rhaenyra as a kid, and she's sewing up Jaehaerys's head. Now, all of this dream seems symbolic of what I think Daemon truly feels. He's always going off on his own, doing his own thing. We've seen him do this all of season 1. Clearly, that's what he's doing right now in this season as well. But Rhaenyra has to clean up after him. That's true. She's always had to clean up after him. She's been cleaning up after him all this time. And while this is happening, you notice the fact that this is how he sees her. He still sees her as that child that he groomed. He still sees her as that little girl that he grew up fantasizing about. Yes, very troubling stuff, but that is the way I believe he does see her. And even with that being the case, um, I don't know. Like, could this mean that he doesn't really respect her? Or maybe could this mean that this is just how he liked her more when she was younger? And maybe when, he had more power over her back in those days? So this could all be a reflection of like how Damon is feeling. We don't really know for sure, but it's clearly something of his mind is playing tricks on him. And book readers, help me out with this as well. I want to say that it was the case that uh Harrenhal had a curse on it. And ever since, for the longest, Harrenhal had always had like a supernatural thing going on with it, I want to say. Um, so this could be, I don't know, witchcraft. This could just be Damon's own minds playing tricks on him. I mean, keep in mind, he is a Targaryen. Targaryens do have this lineage of having super abilities, magical abilities of foresight. Viserys had very strong hallucinations slash dreams. The song of Ice and Fire, that was something that was so real to him that he kept trying to think about it. So could this just be Damon's version of hallucinations? And then, of course, Damon wakes up in this, I think it was a guy's forest or something like that, by a guy's tree. And here go the weird lady again. So the weird lady shows up, and all she says is like, "You will die in this place." Now, first of all, what the hell? And I say that because, like, this was your one line. This is all she said in the entire episode. She showed up, didn't say nothing, just looking weird. Then all of a sudden, now she showed up. I don't even know if this was a hallucination or not. Like, did Damon actually wake up? Or was he still hallucinating? I don't know. But for the fact that she would sit here and say, "You will die in this place," is she a red witch? Or does she just, I don't know, maybe she practices witchcraft. I don't know. But I don't like that this was her only line, because the fact that if it is her only line, it's probably going to be true. It's probably true that Damon will actually die in Harrenhal. Now, I hope he dies of old age. That's my hope. I hope that Damon is here. Because listen, I still need Damon to fight Aemon, or I don't know, go against Cole. Whatever. I can't have Damon die yet. Okay. If Damon gonna die, let him die all the way when he old or something. Please. I don't know. I don't like this prophecy. I don't like it. But it is what it is. Now we see Rhaenyra speaking with Mysaria about what she knows about how she can get close to Alicent. And we do see that she has a plan, and that plan has no shame. That's right, no shame at all. She dresses up just like one of the religious women and sits right next to Alicent with a whole knife right next to her. And she immediately realizes that she messed up. She immediately realized that like this was not the best way to kick things off. But she asked Alicent for a way to peace. And Alicent's like, we ain't coming to no terms. Like, did you come here to surrender? Because your armies are weak. You ain't got no people. You need more people. Like, what you talking about? And Alicent mentioned how her father changed his mind. And Rhaenyra was like, yo, that's straight up cap. My daddy loved me. He had all them years raising me as the heir. Ain't no way he just gonna change his mind at the last second. And Alicent was like, nah, I put that on my mama and everybody. I believe that, basically this is when Rhaenyra realized that Alicent was telling the truth, because you can see when she put that on her mama, Alicent was like, damn, I don't really mess with Alicent like that. But one thing Alicent ain't gonna do, Alicent ain't gonna really lie like that, right? She's not gonna lie. She might do some shady stuff, but she's not like a straight up liar. Not that bad anyway, right? So, Rhaenyra definitely starting to come to terms with this, and she's like, all right. I mean, did my daddy at least say my name? Did he at least like say something before he died? Just something, anything, And Alicent was like, no, he ain't say nothing about you. Shoot, the only thing he was talking about was Aegon. That's all that he was saying. He basically called him the prince that was promised. Man, Rhaenyra was like, say what? What? Wait, what? He called him the prince that was promised? Oh, hell no. Listen, that was a dream about Aegon the Conqueror. He wasn't talking about no funky little Aegon that don't nobody respect. He was talking about the Conqueror. That was a song he was talking about. Look at Alicent's face. Oh, damn. This, where Bill Duke at? Where is Bill Duke? You done messed up, right? You done messed up. Look at her face. She's just like, oh, damn. This whole time, she done messed up. Alicent finally realized that Aegon's entire rule has been based on a misunderstanding because she didn't know the quote from a song. So, Rhaenyra was like, yo, you got to make this right. You have to fix this. Like, we could avoid this entire war. Alicent was like, nah, it's a little too late for all that, and she's right. I mean, Cole is already off marching. Aemon is probably on the hunt with Vhagar. Y'all did a whole ceremony in front of the people for Aegon. Her daddy Otto ain't the hand no more. Alicent ain't got no real power. She, it's too late. And war is upon the realm. There you have it. That's it. They too far gone down this rabbit hole. Ain't no coming back after this. You done sat here, did all of this extra stuff. It was clearly based off a lie. It was clearly based off a misunderstanding. Ain't no turning back now. What you gonna do? Come up to the townspeople? Hear ye, hear ye. See, what had happened was, no, it's done for. So we out there now, and things about to go down. That's all there is. That's all there is. Let's see. Corey, what you got? If you had to take my eye for this dragon, then you gonna die by this dragon. Listen, that might be the way Aemon goes. Aemon can't make it. Ain't no way. This dude he cannot. He got to get his. He's got to get got at some point. He gonna have to get got. I don't know how, but he's gonna have to get got. Anyway, guys, clearly this whole episode was a setup episode for what we're getting tonight. Not a lot of action, but definitely a lot of setup. So you guys let me know, because I want to hear y'all rating on this. How did you feel about episode 3 on a scale from 0 to 10? While you guys do that, I'll talk about it and think about it and give my rating. I love the confrontation between the two characters. Obviously, that was a highlight of the episode with Alicent and Rhaenyra. I like the parallels. I like the symbology, the symbolism with the civil war that's clearly about to happen. I felt like this was a lot more foreshadowing than it was developing. But it definitely got me interested in seeing the fact that now there's no more wiggle room. Like, whether it was a misunderstanding or not, we got to do this now. Ain't gonna be no more like, well, maybe we could talk. Maybe we the no. Bust out them dragons. It's time. The war is upon us. There is nothing else. So, good setup at episode. Wouldn't say it was the greatest. I like the themes, the parallels, Civil War. I would give this probably a 7.5 out of 10. Enjoyed it, but I am looking. I was hoping for a little bit more. So I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. But let me see how y'all felt about it. We have 8, 8, 8, 8.5, 8, 8, 8.5, 7, 9, 8. Okay, 7, 9, 8, 8.5, 8. All right. 8, 9.5, 8, 7.5, 8. Who else I got? 9, 6, 7.5. Okay, that's cool. Oh, 6.5, 9, 9, 8, 7.5, and a 7. Okay, cool. So listen, we liked it. I think we liked it. That's fair. But yeah, that's it. If you've seen the trailer for the next episode, tonight's episode, clearly it's about to go down. I think we need to go live right after this. That's usually past my bedtime, but I don't know if we can wait. I don't think we can wait until tomorrow on Monday for what's about to happen tonight. So yeah, we might have to go live again. What time? Let's see. What time does it come on? Is it 8 o'clock, 9 Eastern, I think? Okay, so if it's 9 Eastern, so we will go 30 minutes. Give it about 30 minutes after the episode airs. I don't know. I'll figure out the time, but we'll go 30 minutes after the episode airs because, again, I don't want the internet to spoil it for you. I know people going to be thirsty, so please be careful because I know somebody going to be dumb enough to post a thumbnail. You're going to be trying to mind your own business and you can't unsee the thumbnail. So just come on. Just come on. Okay. I will neither confirm nor deny what I have seen or not seen. I just know we're going to have to talk right after this. We're going to have to talk right after this. That's all I got to say. All right, guys. So I got to get ready for this episode. I will talk to you guys later. Be on the lookout. Keep your notifications on. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Yeah, we will talk very, very soon. Very, very soon. We got a lot to talk about. All right, guys. If I don't see you, shout out to the replay gang. Wash your hands, wash your butts. See you next time. But I will see you again. And until then, Team Black all day. All right, guys.